Kittrell Memorial Stadium, as tonight is week 10. The Bullfrogs take on Eastern Hills for senior night and for positioning in the district. Coming up here shortly, we have the senior night and the recognition that's going to happen here in just about 5 minutes. We're just going to keep the camera on the field here for a few minutes while they get ready to do their senior night. Make sure that we tune in and zoom in and be able to see that and get those recognitions out there. But tonight's broadcast, as always, is brought to you by Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, located at 8455 Boat Club Road, just up the road here from the high school. Stop by Eagles Nest and get all your drinks, your eats, hang out, watch some sports, all kinds of sports they have playing there. It's a great hometown feel, a little nice sports restaurant to go to with your family and hang out, take your friends, just go have a good time. They serve the best tall ice cold glass of water you can get in town. So I recommend you stop by there. That's Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, 8455 Boat Club Road. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Stephen Barber, a State Farm Insurance Agency. Multiple locations here on the northwest side of Fort Worth. See Stephen Barber Insurance for all your auto, home, life, health, renters, and business insurance. Give them a call at 817-238-2265. That's Stephen Barber Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Stephen Barber's there for State Farm. All right, coming up here just real quick, we have the senior night recognition that's going to happen, and then we are going to get into the crux of everything that's going on in the district, as well as what the coulda, shoulda, wouldas could have been in the district, or what they might be, or what they could be, and where that alignment all starts falling into place here in our district. And I'll give you our district here for Lake Worth. We are in Region 2, District 6, 4A. Or sorry, we're in 4A, Region 1, District 2. The way I read it, Region 2, District 6. So anyways, we're going to be talking a little bit about that and where we line up right now. There's the interesting things that are going on in the district right now. This week will be the deciding factor, and either the lines are going to be drawn clear in the sand, or it'll be as clear as mud with ties across the board. So we're going to get more into that as we go on. Tonight, I'll be joined by my good old buddy Chuck Cormier. He'll be on live here in just a few minutes as we get set up for this. Unfortunately, my fellow partner Chris White had a situation come up, emergency in the family, so he wasn't able to make it tonight. And our good old buddy Johnny Wheeler ended up having to go on the road to cover for Salado, as Salado's girls are in the playoffs, so their main broadcaster went on to be with them, and Johnny went to go cover football for those guys. And I wish we had somebody else to go cover our girls, because our girls are live tonight in Sanger for their volleyball playoff game too. So good luck to the Lake Worth volleyball girls tonight as they're there. I imagine the game's getting ready to kick off as well at the same time as the football game kicks off here tonight. So hopefully our girls come out victorious in that game. But coming up here in just 2 minutes, we have the senior night recognition. We'll be right back with you here in just a minute. It's still live mic, but I gotta get my drinks around here.
Trying to see, I don't see anything. All they did was they posted this morning, Great Morning View of Wildcat, something about the football field, but I don't see, it doesn't say anything about it being tonight or Saturday or.
It was supposed to be the schedule, and Max Prep says Friday.
You ever seen this before?
You guys are feeding back over there, whatever is touching that guys, whatever's going on over there, whatever's plugged in is feeding back really bad in the stadium. A lot of static. It's probably that auxiliary plug.
Tonight is our senior recognition night for our band, cheerleaders, student trainers, and football players. Lake Worth ISD wants to send a special thank you to our seniors and their families or guardians. We ask that all involved please line up on the track so we can start promptly at 6:25 with the band and cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's still scratchy out there. Some static. It's calmed down now. Oh, it's coming back. No, I don't hear it now.
We're good.
Wait, there it goes. It's doing it again.
Never mind. It's telling us that bad cable. He needs if he has an RCA, it's a 3.5 millimeter to replace that one. I don't want to carry a plug, but
I have one at home.
yeah, it's in my DJ gear.
Yep. Yeah, it's static bad.
It's actually good now.
It'll happen.
Every time they touch it, it's around that mic cable. That mic cable's so close to it, it's not insulated. It's interference.
Oh, Polito. He's a senior. Who? I wonder who our next kicker. I wonder who our kicker next year is going to be. Because both of our kickers are seniors.
Pull hard. All the way down. It's still.
celebrate the Bullfrog Band Senior Class of 2023. Jordan Adams, color guard. Jordan was escorted by Patty Adams and Sean Adams. Jordan served as color guard captain this year. He plans on attending Miami University in Ohio to major in zoology and become a wildlife conservator.
Sorry, there's some of that stuff that's normally not here. It's sitting in this slide. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Seems like others can do it.
Casey Adams, color guard. Casey is escorted by Paul Adams and Vicky Lynn Adams. Casey served as the band color guard manager this year. He would like to join the Air Force as a pilot. Diana Avila. Diana is escorted by Catalina Rivera and Santos Rivera. Jordan served as the band's drum major this year. She plans to attend TCU and major in biology and continue studies to become a cardiologist. Alexander Burke. Alex is escorted by Kathy Playfair. Alex served as the band baritone section leader this year. He plans to march in a DCI Corps and attend TCU for music. Bailey Diamond. Bailey is escorted by Vicky Diamond and Scott Diamond. Bailey served the band as tournament section leader this year. She plans to attend VT Arlington to be an aerospace engineer for Lockheed Martin or NASA. Bryant Espinosa. Bryant is escorted by Aurelia Lopez. Bryant served as the band manager this year. He plans to be pre-med at the University of Texas with plans to become a neurologist. Esmeralda Gonzalez Delgado. Esmeralda is escorted by Gabriel Gonzalez and Maria Gonzalez. Esmeralda plans to attend university to major in international business and neuroscience. Brenda Guerrero Cardenas. Brenda is escorted by Jesus Guerrero, Rosa Cardenas, and Jocelina Guerrero. She plans to attend college majoring in business. Gianni Hunter. Gianni is escorted by Marquisha Richardson. Gianni plans to attend an art internship or attend an art school. Ethan Mahoney. Ethan is escorted by Katie Mahoney and Mike Mahoney. Ethan served the band as wind captain this year. He plans to attend TCC and hopes to go to Texas Tech and majoring in music. He would also like to perform with the DCI Corps and be the next Mr. Katie. Adrian Nunez. Adrian is escorted by Santiago and Lisa Nunez. Adrian served the band as drum major this year. He plans to attend Rice University to get a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, go to grad school, and do research work. Diego Rangel. Diego is escorted by Debbie Steve, Amanda Williams, and Daniel Garza. Diego served the band as drum major this year. He plans to attend TWU and major in music. Thomas Rivera. Thomas is escorted by Kristen Rivera. Thomas plans on attending Tarrant County College, majoring in computer science. Cesar Valles. Cesar is escorted by Maria Alvarez and Juan Valles. Cesar plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin to study business and finance. Juan Villalpando. Juan is escorted by Juan Villalpando, Marco Villalpando. Juan served the band as drum line captain this year. He plans to march at UCA and become a music educator and percussion director. Samantha Sanchez. Samantha is escorted by Julia Sanchez and Lauren Sanchez. Samantha's senior year activities include band, cheer, and choir. She plans to attend the Texas Rangers University to major in psychology and minor in music.
Savannah Alvarado, escorted by her mother Jeanette Alvarado and father Pedro Alvarado. Savannah started as the Lake Worth Youth Association youth cheerleader, and she is now currently your varsity cheer captain. Savannah also participates in FFA in showing livestock. She is a Lake Worth FFA chapter president and also the Area 5 FFA officer. Future plans is Savannah is planning to go to Tarleton State University to study agricultural education. Ava Worrell, escorted by her parents, Darren and Carla Worrell. She's varsity cheerleader since her freshman year. She's in the FFA and exhibits livestock. Her plans, she plans going to college but does not share where she wants to go yet.
At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Sabrina Burke. She's been escorted by her mom, Mrs. Burke. Sabrina's been a part of the athletic training program for 4 years. Her plans after graduation is to attend Stephen F. Austin, which will major in kinesiology and minor in health science. Also being part of the Stephen F. Austin cheer team. She's also part of the Bullfrog marching band, where she plays the saxophone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little tough to pull out. It's pretty warm.
They can't, they're singing if they can hear 'em.
I'd like to introduce to you student athletic trainer Sabrina Kirk. She's been escorted by her mom, Mrs. Kirk. Sabrina has been part of the athletic training program for 4 years. Her plans after graduation is to attend Stephen F. Austin, where she will major in kinesiology and minor in health science, while also being part of the Stephen F. Austin cheer team. She's also part of the Bullfrog marching band, where she plays the saxophone. Student athletic trainer Madison Pollock, being escorted by Jara Pollock, her sister Caitlin Pollock, and Taylor Pollock, her sister. She's been in the student training program for 4 years. Madison plans on going to the University of State Rehab, then transferring to Texas A&M to get her degree in veterinary science. She's also been a member of the Bullfrog marching band for 4 years, in which she's been a section leader for 1 year, playing the flute. Student athletic trainer Eliana Rios. She's been escorted by grandparents Ruben and Barbara Reyes. Number of years student training is 1 year, and Eliana plans on going to a 4-year university and becoming an ag teacher. She has been a member of the Bullfrog marching band for 4 years, playing the trumpet, of which she's been a section leader for 2 years. And number 2, defensive end fullback Brian Neal. He's been escorted by Eric Nawasi, Brian Neal, Madison Neal, and Taylor Neal. He's been on varsity football for 4 years, and his plans are to go to college to play football and study psychology and be a mental health therapist. Number 4, wide receiver, outside linebacker, and holder, Gage McInally, being escorted by Vance, Amy, David McInally. He's been on varsity football for 3 years. His plan after graduation is to play baseball and major in turf grass and science or logistics. Number 7, running back, defensive back, Damian Moore. He's being escorted by Stacey's mom, Brandon's brother, Chance's brother, and Diana, his sister. He's been on varsity football for 3 years, and his plans after high school is to go to college for football, basketball, or track and field, and he wants to go to college to be a doctor. Number 8, defensive end, wide receiver, Cornell Boo-Boo. He's been escorted by Fitz Boo-Boo and Nelson Boo-Boo. He's been on varsity football for 3 years, and after high school, he plans to play football in college while pursuing a high-level degree at a 4-year college. Cornell is also a member of the Bullfrog marching band and plays the baritone. Number 10, kicker, Ezra Nusser. He's being escorted by Coach Person. He's been on varsity football for 1 year, and he plans on, after graduation, to be a pilot. Number 11, linebacker, Travis Stevens. He's being escorted by his mom, Robin, and siblings Taylor, Jalea, Judea, and Jaquel. He's been on varsity football for 3 years and plans to go to college, play football, and become a chef. Number 15, linebacker, Diego Valenzuela. He's being escorted by his mother, Magdalena Hernandez, and his sisters, Rosalia Vargas. Member of varsity football is 2 years, and after high school, plans to get rich. Number 17, wide receiver, outside linebacker, Anthony Garcia. He's being escorted by his mom and dad, Amy and Luis. He's on varsity football for 1 year, and after high school, he plans to work and grow his dad's landscaping business. Number 22, wide receiver, defensive back, Davis Owens. He's being escorted by his dad, Gregory Owens. He's been on varsity football for 1 year, and after high school, he plans to go to college for basketball, football, and track. And if that doesn't work out, he plans to pursue a career in the forensics field. Number 24, running back, defensive back, Xavier Madrano. He's being escorted by his mother, Grace Rodriguez, and John Madrano, his father. He's been on varsity football for 2 years, and he plans after graduation to become a Marine and make a career of it. Number 25, kicker, punter, Abraham Polito. He's being escorted by his father, Albert Polito, and his mother, Maribel Polito. He's also being escorted by Denise Polito, Albert Polito, his brother, Elisa Polito, Lana Sanchez, his grandmother. He's been on varsity football for 3 years and plans to go to college and become an orthodontist. Number 26, wide receiver linebacker, Scott Burns. He's being escorted by John Burns, his father, Kim Crowder, and Avery Burns, his sister. He's been on varsity football for 1 year and after high school, plans to attend Texas A&M University and study architectural engineering. Number 29, outside linebacker, free safety and wide receiver, Derek Peterbilt. He's being escorted by his mother, Leslie Peterbilt, his father, Matthew Peterbilt, his sisters, Brooklyn Peterbilt, and Abigail Peterbilt. He's been on varsity football for 2 years and plans to go to college and get a degree in archaeology. Number 31, linebacker, Dorian Young. He's being escorted by his mother, Ashley Wilson, and a portrait of his grandmother, Ruby Cooks. He's been on varsity football for 1 year, and after high school, he plans to pursue a degree in communications, and he's undecided on school at this time. Number 35, tight end, linebacker, Dominic Dom Alvarez. He's being escorted by his father, Robert, and his mom, Stacy, his brothers, Jacob, Luke, and Ezekiel. He's been on varsity football for 3 years, and after high school, he plans to play baseball in college while getting a degree in kinesiology. Number 53, outside linebacker, defensive line, Jathan Lopez. He's being escorted by his mother, Rosa Alma Lopez, and Robert Lopez, and Salma Lopez. He's been on varsity football for 2 years, and after high school, he plans to career in Marines and law enforcement. Number 54, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, James Best, being escorted by his aunt, Lisa Best, and Mara, his sister, Paige. Number of years on varsity is 2, and after high school, he plans to get a degree in kinesiology and pursue a professional powerlifting career. Number 55, offensive line, defensive line, Rylan Muskrat. He's being escorted by his mom, Jamie Muskrat, his grandmother, Lily Johnson. He's been on varsity football for 1 year, and after high school, he plans to go to Oklahoma University and join the aviation program, or work in the oil field. Number 64, position offensive line, defensive line, and deep snapper, Matthew Welch. He's being escorted by his mother and father, Tracy and Sharon Welch, and his brother, Caleb Welch. He's been on varsity football for 4 years. I've accepted a scholarship and committed to play football at Texas A&M Commerce. I plan on majoring in animal science. Go Lions! Number 65, offensive lineman, Jace Mueller. He's being escorted by his mother, Carrie, his father, Rob, his brother, Ethan, and his sister, Allie. He's been on varsity football for 2 years, and he plans to receive a major in business, but he's currently undecided on which college he will be attending. But he would like to continue playing tennis or football in college. Number 67, defensive end, Saul Zavala. He's being escorted by Max Zavala and Juan Rodriguez. He's been a varsity football for 1 year, and he's getting his basics at TCC and is planning to pursue a business career. Saul is also a member of the Bullfrog Marching Band and plays the saxophone. Number 73, offensive lineman, Luis Murillo. He's being escorted by his mother. Number years on varsity is 1, he's become a heavy driving instructor, Luis Murillo. Number 77, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Josh Espinosa. He's being escorted by his mom, Mona Robles, his dad, Ricardo De La Rosa, his brother, Jose Esquivel. He's been on varsity football for 3 years, and he plans to go to technical school for diesel mechanics. Number 78, offensive lineman, Hector Garcia. He's being escorted by Mariana, Hector, Dawson, Jimena, and Emmanuel. He's been on varsity football for 3 years, and he plans to go to college and get a degree in physical therapy and eventually work with people in need. But he's still looking for a college student at this time. Thank you and welcome. Thank you, seniors. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Good evening. Welcome to this football game between Fort Worth Eastern Hills Highlanders and your Lake Worth Bullfrogs. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic League. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all of the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence.
We ask that as spectators you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of athletics. By your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their community, in school. While your sportsmanlike actions may play only a small part in the outcome of this game, it will play a greater role in continuing to encourage competitive athletics. We also ask that you show your appreciation for the students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game. The cheerleaders, the bands, the pep squad, and the students who have supported their team at home and away. These young people play an integral part in their team's success. The officials for the game have been mutually agreed upon by the school officials for both schools. Their role is not unlike those of players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators. Without them, this game would not be possible. Their knowledge and application of the rules are a result of annual testing, years of study, and continual participation in clinics that further refine their understanding of the game. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. Tonight's officials are the referee, Tony Mobley, the umpire, Robert Ramos, head linesman, James Russell, line judge, Dylan Mobley, back judge, Donald Robertson. As fans, this means that you should not criticize the players on either team, should not boo the officials, should not have alcoholic beverages on public school grounds since it is a violation of state law, should be courteous to the visiting fans, should cheer for your team, and should show respect for injured players on both teams.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm just jumping back on here, just letting you guys take a listen to all the things that are going on here. What a great thing it is to recognize those seniors tonight. And let me turn this volume down on my monitoring over here. Let me turn that down so you get any feedback. Anyways, that senior night is a great job to be able to witness, just recognizing those seniors for this senior night event. We're here home at Lake Worth Kittrell Memorial Stadium here in Lake Worth, Texas, sitting up on the hilltop. And we are looking good right now. The wind is blowing pretty good. Out here it looks like it's blowing towards the northwest side. All the logo flags are flapping. Good little wind going out there, coming across the field. It looks like it's dying down just a little bit than what it was earlier. But tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, 8455 Boat Club Road, just up the road from the high school. Stop by there and get you something to eat, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They have all the drinks you need, all the food you need, all the sports you need to watch. Take your family, go up there and check them out. Also, brought to you tonight is broadcast brought to you tonight by Stephen Barber Insurance, the State Farm Insurance Agency. With multiple locations here on the northwest side of Fort Worth. You can contact Stephen Barber Insurance at 817-238-2265 for all your auto, home, life, health, renters, and business insurance. Go by and see Stephen Barber and his team. Like a good neighbor, Stephen Barber is there, State Farm Agency. All right, y'all. I got the my English tonight. Going back a little retro redneck on y'all a little bit. We're able to get the things out of the way. The announcements there. Thank you so much for those sponsors. Tonight is going to be the night of games for this entire district. Although I'm not sure if any of the other games moved to tonight. There's only a couple games I know that were already that are scheduled for tonight. And that's the Carter Riverside and Castleberry game. They're scheduled for tonight. I know the Lake Worth game, of course, we're here scheduled for tonight. And I got to get an update on the Dunbar-Kennedale games, see if they went ahead and moved it tonight as well. They are a Fort Worth school, so they do share fields. So you never can tell with who's playing on what day, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday with the Fort Worth ISD. But tonight we have the Bullfrogs versus Eastern Hills. It's been a long time since the Bullfrogs have played Eastern Hills. Eastern Hills, along with Carter Riverside, both stepped down from 5A, not stepped down electively, but they came back down to 4A from 5A Division II. Numbers in the school dictate that in the realignment, and so they are back in this district. Lake Worth last year, the district Lake Worth lined up in last year, we were playing a lot of teams outside the Metroplex, so we actually didn't play anybody inside the Metroplex. We played Decatur, Gainesville, Burke Burnett, all the way up in that area. And so the Bullfrogs now have had a lot of games this year, and all their district games have been right here close to home, not far away. And we'll end the regular season here tonight looking for a Bullfrog win. If the Bullfrogs win tonight, they will be outright district champs, as they have they have the lead over any other tiebreaker that happens, except for if Kennedale Wildcats give up the goat to Dunbar. Dunbar is the only other team that if they win, they will take the district. So Bullfrogs need to win here. Dunbar needs, or Kennedale needs to take the win in their game, and that'll wrap it up for the Bullfrogs. So just because of win here tonight doesn't mean it's over just yet. You always hate this part of the season whenever you roll into this time. And joining me tonight on the radio is Chuck Cormier. He'll be on color and on the camera, so he'll try to keep it steady over there. This is going to be an exciting one, Chuck.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great game, to be honest. You know, it's been amazing to watch the Bullfrogs all season long, and I think tonight, you know, they learned a little bit of a lesson last week. I think, you know, they probably not probably they took a lot from that game, went back, worked on it. Found out what didn't work, what did work, and, you know, as any typical coaching staff would do, have them work on those things that they didn't do so well, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be good to see tonight how they took those things and what they improved upon and what they're going to do well tonight. And so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You know, last week, if the Bullfrogs would have had a completely flawless game, they would have had a chance of winning it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But because you had to play more than just the players in the field.
Right.
And we're not going to get too much into that portion of the old 1940s black and white picture.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do know that last week, after going back and processing film and stuff like that, there was a lot of things that didn't exactly go the way that you'd like them to go. But in all that, you said it well. You know, go back and work on things and make things even better than what you already had them. So
right.
The Bullfrogs tonight, we're expecting them to come out tonight. Heavy hitting on defense and heavy hard running on offense.
Right, and you know we're not blaming the officials, but whether you want to point the finger.
I'm blaming them.
Okay, all right, so we'll blame them. But I mean, even if you look at the officials and you say it was the officials or whatnot, we're still looking for them to clean up some. You know, there was a lot of penalties last week. I mean, regardless, it was just a lot. So even so, you have to say that some of them were the Bullfrogs, right? And they look to shore those up. So, you know, I know we're going to probably see a cleaner game tonight.
Yeah, you know, I take majority of any of the penalties that are called in the middle of the field holding. I mean, every down in football there's holding.
Absolutely.
Now, maybe last week they just had their super goggles on and they saw, you know, for every little fiber that was touched, they may have called it a hold. But anyways, they're just running through the stats right quick of the district right now. Yeah. Tied for first in the district right now is tied for first in the district is Dunbar, Lake Worth, and Kennedale. The reason why that tie is still sitting there, Dunbar did beat Lake Worth. Lake Worth did beat Kennedale. So, like I said a second ago before you got on, Lake Worth wins tonight. Kennedale wins. Lake Worth is outright number 1. Kennedale is outright number 2. And then Dunbar will be outright number 3 because even though their loss in the district is to Eastern Hills, which is the team Lake Worth's playing tonight, their record would dictate that third place position.
Right.
And therefore, Western Hills is going to be playing. Where do we have Western Hills at? Western Hills looks like they are on their bye week this week, I believe. Trying to look at it right. They're 3-3 in district. So they are. Looks like they will be on their bye week this week. So they have no more games to play, if I'm reading that right. And Castleberry and Carter Riverside, they will have a game coming up as well. And so Diamond Hill Jarvis ends their season. It looks like 0-6. You know, that program's struggling every year. Just players in, players out. You know, you have that's one thing here in the Metroplex that I hate to say that schools are competing for kids, but they truly are, because with open districts and whatnot, and families move and they file their paperwork with UIL for legitimacy and all those things and moving. You know, there's certain rules that are in place now to not allow kids just to hop school to school, having to take a year off or whatnot. But, you know, sometimes parents get a chance to see that they play against another program that they prefer, and sometimes that's where you have that in a metroplex with so many school districts that are around. Your kid may already be in an overlapping district. You never know. But right now, the L's are up. Lake Worth School Song's playing. So last week the Bullfrogs come off of a devastating loss. I mean, the two losses that they've had this season were both pretty tough. You know, Bullfrogs lost to Granbury early on, 17-16, which is a tough loss against a 5A school. And then that tough loss last week against Dunbar. I thought it was a well-fought game, but like you said, there was things to correct. There was mistakes that were made that need to be corrected, and there was, everybody's difference of opinion on, how much that was on the Bullfrogs and how much it was on the mustard on the lettuce. But, we get after it this week. We talked with the coaches during the coaching show and talked about really flushing that. And that's what they do the most is, try to flush it, Sometimes you got floaters and you flush them. Sometimes you got sinkers and you still got to flush them all the same. As Coach Welch says, the bull doesn't remember that you rode him yesterday. So, it's trying to get up and just get after it and come out here and have a showing tonight. Yeah. Going over a couple things for the Bullfrogs right now, kind of just trying to look over the stats of what the Bullfrogs have done. Just talk about last week alone by itself. Last week there was a number of different things that went on. Bullfrogs last week just ended up with 208 yards rushing and 208 yards rushing, and it looks like 36 yards passing. So 236 on overall yards. And what they did there, the defense stood tall and had a lot to do with that. Yeah. And then on the other side, you had Dunbar that only had 287 total yards. So it was a big. It was a really close as far as yardage goes. So it was a battle last week. Right. And this week the Bullfrogs are going to go into it, try to get in here into the actual Bullfrog stats on the season. So thus far, let's get in here. This thing will load up here for us. Come on here. Now, here we go. Let's go into stats for the Bullfrogs. The Bullfrogs, have had a heavy dose of Damian Moore this season. Mm-hmm. They've had a lot of other other skill key players. Dante Reese, the quarterback. Chuchu Meza coming out of the backfield. Cash Martinez coming out of the backfield. You've had a lot of guys play factors when it comes to your skilled guys. But the biggest thing I think the Bullfrog on both sides of the ball is the offensive line and defensive line have really been the anchor to this team.
Absolutely. I'd agree 100%. The offensive line, watching them, and even though you look at the score, it really doesn't reflect. There were some successes on the ground last week. they were able to move the ball. They had trouble in the red zone, right, for whatever reason it was, right? Whether you want to say the ref, the weather, whatever the case may be. But they did move the ball pretty well for the most part. Moore and Reese did a really good job, did a lot of quarterback sneaks. And that's only possible if your offensive line's blocking, creating those holes, holding those defensive linemen, and not in a holding sense, but, really allowing those guys to get out from the backfield. So I think they did a great job with that. And, again, it's just one of those things you have to take a look at. But, the defensive line did great too. They got a couple of key stops, and they did a really good job. A lot of third down moments. They came up with the big stop, fourth downs. So, both sides, you hit the nail on the head. Klubu, amazing. He's had a couple of really good plays. But, overall, really good job.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs right now, they're just looking at a couple things to point out the players that you have here right now, which I think some these numbers are some of them are way off, but we're looking at them right now. This is according to MaxPrep.com. Damian Moore's ranked 12th in Division 4A, 4A Division 1 with 1,302 yards. He's also ranked 9th in total points. He's ranked 9th in total touchdowns. Abraham Polito is ranked number 6 in field goals made. Total kicking points, Polito is ranked number 9. And then Damian Moore is ranked number 11 on punt return yards with an average of 23-yard return average. Then going on down to 4A Division 1 in the Region 2 district. That was 4A Region 1 4A Division 1 overall. Region 2 District 6, Dante Reese is ranked 3rd with 594 yards. That's not actually correct. These yardage are a little bit off. Receiving yards, Damian Moore is ranked 3rd. Total points, Damian Moore's 3rd. Damian Moore's 3rd in touchdowns. Damian Moore's 3rd in yards. Brian Neal is ranked 3rd in sacks. Polito is ranked number 1 in field goals made in the district. PA kicking made, Abraham Polito is ranked number 2. Polito is ranked number 1 in total kicking points. He's ranked 3 in punt average. And he's in return yards, Damian Moore is ranked number 1 in the region and district. So, looking at those right there just tells you the special teams. I know we talked about offense defense a second ago, but we want to give a shout out to the whole special teams from kick return, punt return, field goals, point afters. Each one of those is a vital part of this team and the points they've been able to put up. The Bullfrogs have averaged well over 30 points a game. Almost cresting that 40 points a game mark the entire season. With the Granbury game, the Kennedale game, and the Dunbar game being the only 3 games that the Bullfrogs have been kept, I believe, under 30 points in a game.
Yep.
And some of the games kept under 40 points in most of them. And so the average kind of comes out there 30-plus for the Bullfrogs. I just want to give a shout-out. We have a lot of people that are on watching. You guys have been faithful listeners. We appreciate y'all. Miss Billy Best. Chee-ho! Miss Billy Best out there. Also, my fair partner, Johnny Wheeler. He's out there on the road, but he's tuning in anyway.
Hey, Johnny.
Shirley Sears, Gary Welch. Also, Miss Sharon Stewart. Cy Houck alumni of 99 or 2000. You have to correct me on that, Cy. Ralph Shaw, Carol Welch, Brian Meeson, Zach Bedford, Erica Mason, Chris Quinn, Hector Garcia, Stacion Sanchez, and Coach Justin Pinson, alumni of Justin, tell me, is that 94, 95, 96, something like that? I can't remember. But lots of alumni tuning in. A lot of y'all have been faithful listeners all season long. We appreciate that so much. Also on our YouTube page, Jonathan Holenbrink. We also have Robert Merle.
Did you find a cell phone of a student? Oh, you got in? It's over there. Okay.
Yeah, this is the radio booth. That's the only bad thing about having a window open here at the stadium. They can come right here at eye level. Do you find a cell phone? Like, no, we're the radio. Anyways, Lil JD, thanks for joining in. Robert Morrell, like I said. Somebody in here, there was somebody in here from Dunbar is trolling a little bit, saying Dunbar for district champs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to beat Kennedale first. But anyways, it's going to be a grind out. This final weekend of football in this district is a grind out to really, like I said earlier, it's either going to create the clear dividing lines or it's all going to be muddy.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see what it is. There very well could end up being some ties that end up in coin flips at some point in time. So we'll have to see how it all lines out.
I would, and I don't know if it is to you, Joey, but to me, I guess, it's really not a surprise to see the teams that are at the top, Kennedale, Lake Worth, Dunbar, because I know early on in the season they were kind of the talk, right? They were the expected, hey, these are the teams that are probably going to be at the top of the pack in the end, and I think it's kind of played out that way. So I really don't think there's, real big surprise story, but any of these three. The thing that does surprise me is how close it is.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think anybody expected Eastern Hills to beat Dunbar.
Right.
And really right now the dark horse in the race is Eastern Hills.
Yeah.
And so the Bullfrogs know what it's like to have to grind out and fight out. This season has been amazing as where they've lined out in the district, beating Kennedale, ending the 61-game district streak that Kennedale had. Was a huge deal. It's a huge deal. It's especially young guys at this age. It's a huge deal to swallow that and not get a big head about it. Oh, we beat Kennedale. They hadn't been beat since 2009 in district. That's a big thing to kind of try to deflate that and kind of keep inside yourself. And the Bullfrogs bounced back from that and continued winning. They got into the Dunbar game, and I don't even think in the Dunbar game it was a matter of being overconfident or anything. I really think that there were just some challenges there they couldn't overcome.
Yeah.
And so they come in tonight having to fight for their lives to really separate themselves and say, we do deserve this championship, and we do deserve to be the number one seed going into the playoffs.
I expect a hard-fought game tonight. You got Lake Worth coming off that loss. You got Eastern Hills, like you said, standing on the outside looking in, to try to make a statement, right? If they come in here and, they're able to move the game they want it the way they want it to go, then they're throwing another wrench in that gear. So I think both teams are going to come out tonight. They're going to play hard. Matter of fact, Lake Worth's coming out of the locker room right now, getting ready to come on the field. So I think it's going to be a good game tonight.
Oh yeah, I do too. The key to this game for either team is setting a tempo and setting it early. Mm-hmm. You have to gain momentum here, either way for Lake Worth or for Eastern Hills. If you don't get a full grasp on the momentum, then it's anybody's game at any given time. You have to get that point, and you have to defeat defeat the other team with momentum, and that means every drive turning into to some score, whether it's a field goal or it's a touchdown. When you score a touchdown, you have to have your PATs. Every last play is going to count here in this last game of the regular season.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they it's one of those games where no negative yards, no missed opportunities. Keeping those penalties to 0 or a bare minimum. They're going to have to play their best football, which I think they're poised to do that. I think this is a good opportunity for them. They're going to come out tonight and they're going to show what they're made of, like they've been doing for most of the season. And I think they're looking to punctuate the end of their season with a big win. So I hope it turns out that way.
Yeah, that's what we hope. We see right now the big sign that's out there, be a Bullfrog. Bullfrogs, I can't quite, it's the sign's curved, but it's a big senior banner, senior 2023.
Oh, it says, once a Bullfrog, always a Bullfrog.
Once a Bullfrog, always a Bullfrog. Seniors 2023. That's awesome to see that. That's one thing I loved here. Coach Welch and staff has been here. This is their 5th football season, and they really have changed. They have really helped cultivate and change what is now the atmosphere here for Lake Worth Athletics as a whole. And out comes the Bullfrogs. Leading out front is old Matthew Welch, along with Medrano. And the Bullfrogs, they'll get ready for the coin toss.
You know, Joey, one of the things that impresses me about Lake Worth, and this you have to understand, some of the listeners don't know, this is we moved here about 3 years ago, and this is our first year, my son's first year in high school. My daughter did graduate high school here, but she was involved in sports. But, you know, this is our first year really getting involved in things, and the one thing that's impressed me about what Coach Welch has done here is the attitude, the demeanor, the discipline that these boys have. You know, they go all game. They play like true sportsmen, right? You don't see a lot of cheap shots. You don't see these guys getting dirty. They play with their head, level head on their shoulders. They're respectful, and so I just really enjoy watching these guys play, with the attitude that they play with. And I heard somebody say it one time: "Savage gentlemen," right?
Yeah.
Savage gentlemen.
That's it. Football is a physical sport. It'll remain a physical sport, but we love it that there's a lot of new safety features that are involved with calls and different things from helmet equipment and monitors and all these different things that have come out now. We love it that everybody's doing what they can to preserve the warrior sport that football is. And savage gentlemen, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one there. We're getting ready to go out and do the coin toss here in just a second.
Nice to see a pretty good crowd turning out tonight. Everybody's kind of slowly filling in here. Looks like senior night turned out a pretty good number of people.
Yeah, they've got a good crowd over here. Eastern Hills, not so much, but everybody's still getting out of work and trying to get here. We'll try to see. Hopefully, they'll have a good crowd that comes out as well.
And looks like we got the seniors going out and onto the field with the captains for the coin toss.
Yep, well, it looks like we have number 64, Matthew Welch, number 4, Gage McAnally, number 7, Damian Moore, number 35. That will be Dominic Alvarez. And I'm just doing a couple little notes here on the side here, just trying to make sure. Right here, trying to give a little key points. We got a guest, an incognito guest in the booth with us, a gentleman from Fort Worth Star Telegrams here, checking it out.
Welcome, sir.
Gave you a couple of tips here on a couple of those guys, running back, quarterback, defensive end, and a DB here. Guys to kind of look out for. And it looks like Eastern Hills wins the coin toss, and they defer to the second half, so the Bullfrogs get a chance to strike first.
Yep.
Here we go, y'all.
It's time to get it going. I like this. These guys are fired up tonight. They're ready to go. They're ready to play some ball, and I know everybody's ready to watch some football. So
let's keep it cordial in the chat. I like it that we have competition in there. Let's keep it cordial in the chat. I don't like to block or boot people, but if I have to, we will. But keep it cordial in the chat. I like a little talking, but let's keep it right here on this game right now. Eastern Hills gets ready to take on our Lake Worth Bullfrogs, and right now is the national anthem. All right, here we go. Let's get some football. Let's get on.
Let's
so
go.
I see in the chat. I agree with you, Mr. Moreau. I think I'm looking for a good game too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nobody expected Eastern Hills to beat Dunbar. I just call it what it is. But I know, looking at film, I get the luck that I have access to film and get a chance to look at this. Eastern Hills got some talent. They do have some talent. I mean, this is a hometown football station, so don't anybody get too sort of upset when I'm very slighted towards the Bullfrogs, because it's called Bullfrog Radio for a reason. It's not called Everybody Radio for a reason. But I appreciate everybody that joins in. I'm a longtime fan here, alumni here. Graduated a long time ago, but here we are getting ready to get this thing kicked off.
Yeah, we may be a little Bullfrog biased over here, so.
I like it, though. I like how Mr. Moreau represents. He said they didn't expect us to beat Dunbar, but we from 5701 Shelton, we did. I like that. I love the confidence. That's what I like to hear. Good positive feedback, confidence for your team. It's going to be a ball game, y'all. Here we go. Get ready to get it kicked off. I can't wait. As long as it's not can I get a little bit slower pace than what the Kennedale game was?
Ooh, that was a fast game.
Y'all, pardon me if I don't call out your kid's number if you're tuning in. I don't have my binoculars, and my eyesight ain't the greatest.
Yeah, it looks like
we go.
Looks like we got Damian Moore set back to receive.
Kick is up.
Oh.
Ball picked up by Dante Reese. He finds a little bit of a gap. He's down the sidelines. He's got blockers out in front of him. He's down the sidelines. Could he go? Could he open up the game? It looks like he might. It looks like he's at the 5. Touchdown, Bullfrogs.
Hey, all right.
No flags on the field.
Nope.
That is a kick return to get it off. That was a muffed return. Dante Reese, but it gave just enough time for everybody to get in position, and the Bullfrogs, just like that, go down and score the opening kickoff.
Just like you said, Joey, strike from the beginning. It's going to have to be full speed, full throttle the whole way.
Oh, man, I tell you. I wasn't expecting to get that amped up. My voice wasn't even warm yet.
Be careful.
Yeah, here we go. Just sip a little water. Don't blow it out in the first play.
All right.
All right, here we go. Polito back. Kick a field goal.
And I've got a little nickname, my own nickname for Polito. I'll call him Payday.
And look, cash it in.
There we go.
Payday Polito. The Bullfrogs strike first. Opening kickoff. Bullfrogs take it to the house. Dante Reese looked like they're going to call that about a 95-yard return for Dante Reese.
I'll tell you what, that's excellent. Absolutely excellent. Not only awareness, but just staying calm, right? Not freaking out, picking the ball up, saying, all right, I got this. This isn't over. A mistake's a mistake, but it's how you come back from it, and that was you couldn't have written it any better than that.
Yeah, what's crazy is on kickoff returns, what you see the most time is you see potential for a return. What happens is the blocks aren't always in position enough. It almost thinks like if you pause back there, they all fall into place. And that by him muffing that allowed him the time for all the blocks to be there. The thing that I was impressed by on the kick return team, I couldn't call out the jersey numbers that happened so fast, but there were 2 guys on blocks, and there was another guy. Lake Worth had another guy run out front, which I think was Damian Moore, speeding out front to be a ceiling block all the way down the field. Great heads-up football by Dante Reese running that back. Great job.
Polito set to kick.
The kick is off. It's a little squib over the left-hand side, and they muff the ball. It's on the ground. Gets hit out of bounds to the sidelines. Looks like they're going to call him down. It looks like about the 27-yard line, and Eastern Hills will start off with their first shot on the offensive side of the field, on the offensive side of the ball, not the field, from their own 27-yard line. All right, I'm liking this already. Let's get this going. Let's keep this going. And the chat goes quiet. All right, here we go. Jay Barry, welcome to the chat. Here we go. Bullfrogs line up. Eastern Hills lines up. 2 backs in the backfield and the quarterback in the shotgun. Called for a snap. Fakes the handoff, coming around to the left-hand side. Being tracked down from behind. Oh, he breaks 1 tackle. Brought to the sidelines. Finally stopped by Cornell Avington and hit Out of bounds by Diego Valenzuela. A decent gain on the play, a gain of about 4 yards for Eastern Hills. And they start off quick. Eastern Hills lines up, 2 out to the right. Number 10, trying to get the right quarterback's number here. Line up 2 in the backfield. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it off.
Oh, wow.
Huge hit in the backfield.
Yeah, that's Klubu.
Brought down by Hornell Klubu for a huge loss. That'll bring up 3rd down, and what looks like to be 3rd down and 12 for Eastern Hills.
Yeah, good job with Klubu getting that penetration, getting the backfield real quick. And I think also Eastern Hills got that play off a little slow, which gave him some time to get back there.
I think the quarterback rode that one just a little too long for
Yeah.
Eastern Hills and didn't give him a chance to move. But Klubu was already on top of it. No matter who was keeping the ball, he was already there.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. 2 out to the right. Man goes 3 out in the right. Man goes in motion. Quarterback fakes the hit. There again on the tackle is Klubu off his block and on to the quarterback. Quarterback gets back to he's still a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. But 4th down and 11 for Eastern Hills. They'll punt here, and that's the tone we're talking about there, Chuck.
Yeah. Yep. Get that offense off the field. Quick 3 and out. Ish, and get them off the field and get the ball back to Lake Worth. And Damian Moore is set back to receive on this punt.
Eastern Hills lines up in a very particular punt style. Big lollipop snap, and they're going to try to fake it. Oh, and a big hit met by a number of Bullfrogs. And the Bullfrogs will get the ball right there. In on the tackle, leading the tackle was Gage McAnally, number 4 senior for the Bullfrogs.
Yeah.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bullfrogs from Eastern Hills' 22-yard line. That is huge.
That is huge, because it's going to put Lake Worth, pretty much in the red zone. They could have set, Lake Worth back to, 40 or the 30 or whatever, but no. It's, with the way they run the ball, I foresee this being a pretty quick score here.
The counter to Damian Moore. He breaks one tackle. Oh, and then he's brought down as he's trying to make a move to the left-hand side, brought down for about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and like you were saying, based on this field position, even if they don't get in the end zone for 6, they're still looking at 3. So this is like we were talking about. Even if it's 3 points, doesn't matter, right? Every play is going to have to produce something.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that particular misdirection play there hasn't been a lot of – Lake Worth has not have a lot of success for that. But it looks like there's a –
It's like you got some penalties on both sides.
Yeah, 2 penalties, a block below the waist and a pass in a face mask on the defense, offsetting penalties, bring it back to the line of scrimmage and replay 1st down. So not so much for the loss of yardage. It'll just go back to 1st and 10 for the Bullfrogs. So they lucked out on that last play. 2 line up out to the left, Reese underneath. Take the snap and hand it off to Moore. Moore gets tackled.
Yeah, it looks like they ran the same play again on that one. A little bit of talking and.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff going on. The guy had tackled Moore, picked him up off the ground, and tried to act like he didn't do anything. But it's okay. We'll keep going at it. A loss of about a yard there. To call it 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Bullfrogs. So same situation as a second ago. And so we'll see what happens here. Bullfrogs line out, 2 to our near side. Mays in the backfield along with Moore. Reese underneath. Takes a snap, ball's on the ground. Scooped up by Damian Moore. He's making something out of nothing. Drives forward. Forward progress is going to give him about 2 yards back to about the original line of scrimmage. Call it 3rd and 10 for the Bullfrogs.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Eastern Hills players like to signal field goal a whole lot. They
yeah, they're coming up. I'm like, I think what it is, they're getting up and trying to say, I'm not touching anybody.
Yeah,
they're trying not to get any calls there, but,
they're trying to get in their heads.
right. Guilty man speaks first. Guilty man speaks
right.
first.
There we go.
Yeah, here we
Oh,
go.
like, he's not even standing near you. Why? Yeah, anyway. But
Big third down for the Bullfrogs here. Bullfrogs line out 3 to the right. Lawrence Williams, McAnally, Mesa out to the right. Reese in the shotgun. Damian Moore behind. Looks like an 80 draw play. There's nobody there on the backside. To the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bullfrogs.
Damian Moore was 6 on that one. That was phenomenal.
Damian Moore with a 22-yard run
Yeah.
for a touchdown.
I mean, that was an amazing drawn-up play right there. I mean, they didn't even, there wasn't anybody out there.
I can tell you right now, all the alumni sitting in the stands right now know that play. That's the old 80 draw, have a guy turn, tuck down, the quarterback rolls out and kind of slips the ball in there and he freezes. They almost had it read, but they weren't quite quick enough for Damian Moore. What a great play.
That was.
Man, here we go. Payday Polito lines up for his second PAT of the night, and it is good.
To me, I guess that play was, really, really smart in the sense that, the way they were working the ball, they're going to one side or the other. So the way they were lined up looked like they were going to go right. It looks like they were going to go the right side of the field with a run. And even so, the way it was working initially after they hiked it, it was showing that way. And so that was good to give Damian that ball. There was hardly anybody on that left side of the field.
Yep.
There was only one guy to beat, and he got past him, and it was just, it was green pastures from there on out.
Yeah. Green grass and high tides forever.
That's
Woo!
right.
That's what we want out there. I hear you, Keon Butler. Yeah, and so I agree with the chats here. Mike, I'm not going to say it too early. That's not a commentator's curse. I'm not going to say the P word yet. But we'll get there at some point. I'm hoping tonight. Keeps going the way it's going, it'll be undeniable. But right now, Payday Polito lines up to kick off for the second time tonight. Big kick, squib kick out to the left-hand side. This time it does make its way out of bounds. They will get the ball, it looks like, to be at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, got a flag on the play.
Yeah, the flag comes in for the ball going
Yep.
out of bounds. So he trying to get a little chunk there by the referee. His arms warmed up.
Yeah.
Let's keep it in your pocket and we'll be okay. All right, here we go. If you're just not tuning in, there's 7:25 left in this first quarter play. We are home at Kitchell Memorial Stadium. Bullfrogs lead it 14-0. Dante Reese with a 95-yard kickoff return to open up the game. And you just missed Damian Moore for a 22-yard, 80 draw for a touchdown. Eastern Hills hands it off in the backfield. Wrapped up by a number of Bullfrogs there. Number 11, Trey Stevens leading the way on that tackle.
Looks like you didn't get any yards on that. It's right back to the line of scrimmage.
They gave him a little forward progress there, I think.
Yeah,
but
maybe a little bit.
10 yards is still a lot to go.
Yeah.
And I hear the crowd just into it. The band's into it. Got my energy into it.
Yeah. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion on the Eastern Hill side.
Yeah, here we go. 3 line out to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in the backfield. Calls for the snap. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeps it. Almost gets caught in the backfield. Oh, he breaks 2 tackles. And finally brought down by Cornell Abington and number 15, Valenzuela for the Bullfrogs. A good gain there by Eastern Hills for about 8 yards. And we're up 3rd down and 2.
I think with that one, they had him. I think just a little bit too much over pursuit, a little bit too much energy on that. Blew right past him. Wasn't able to get that tackle. I think that he just slowed down just a little bit. They could have had him. Yeah,
I think so too. But, those bookends that you have there, Neal and Klubu, they're just on full throttle all the time. Here we go. Quads out or doubles out for Eastern Hills. Quarterback takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run it again. Oh, he's pulled down in the backfield.
Yeah, they were expecting it that time.
Trying to see who pops out there. Looks like Hornell Klubu is going to be in on that tackle along with Brian Neal. The 2 ends made their way and met in the middle. Be 4th down After that loss of a yard, it'll be 4th down and 3 for Eastern Hills. 5:30 and counting to go in this first quarter of play. You're listening to Bullfrog Radio. Listen to it.
Crowd is pumped up. They're stomping their feet.
And here we go with this different punt formation. Once again, they only have 4 down linemen spread out, 4 backs in the backfield, including the punter.
Looks like I got a timeout called.
Actually, it's a delay of game.
Delay of game, okay.
On Eastern Hills, so we'll
wow.
walk it off and do it again. And it'll be 4th down. They're just kicking themselves in the foot here on this one. When I heard the whistle, I sure thought they called a timeout.
Yeah, the way it made it look, too.
And this is a really, really weird punt formation.
Yeah.
This time the punter does get it off. He gets a good long kick.
Oh. Yeah, that's.
And it takes a Eastern Hills roll and go out of bounds at about they're going to call it at about the 17-yard line. And so we're going to give him, man, it's going to be about a 46-yard, 47-yard punt. Counting up the yards there, roughly roundabout. So it's a good 3 and out for the the Bullfrogs defense calls. Eastern Hills 3 and out. Bullfrogs offense gets a chance to go to work once again.
Yeah, this one's gonna be they're got to work their way down the field on this one. I don't have the field position they had last go around.
They're calling personal foul, hands in the face against the receiving team against the Bullfrogs. They'll mark it off half the distance to the goal because it is a 10-yard penalty. They'll mark it off half the distance to the goal, so it'll be Bullfrogs first down on roughly about the 9-yard line.
Yeah.
8.5.
That's what it looks like. And that's the kind of stuff we were talking about before the game, Joey, about the penalties, having to shore up, having to stay focused. I mean, this is the stuff that, you don't want to have happen. You talk about kicking yourself in the foot, right? This is exactly that.
Let's see if the Bullfrogs can overcome it. The Bullfrogs line up to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield, more in motion. Dante Reese with the keeper around the left-hand side, trying to find some room to run. He gets forward, looks like for about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Bullfrogs.
No, you can attribute, especially in the games like these, you can attribute penalties to just jitters or, being overhyped, right? Because this is a big game. Senior night, last game of the regular season. So, those things kind of tend to happen a little bit in football. All right.
Hand off to Damian Moore. He goes up the middle, gets stopped after a gain of about, they give him about 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Bullfrogs. Looks like the far judge is, there he goes. All right, see, the far judge had it right. All right, great job.
Yeah.
He's spotting the ball. The judge that's closest to the down markers is usually the ball spot. That's who I always look at most of the time. Here we go. Bullfrogs get ready to line up here. Got 2 out to the far side, 1 out to the near side. Reese in the backfield along with Moore. Reese looking to throw the ball. Throws out the left-hand side. Ball is caught. They're going to say he is a yard short.
Yeah, just shy.
Gain of about 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Bullfrogs.
And you can see that. I can tell that's something that they were probably working on this last week because there was a couple of missed opportunities with those short passes last week. So good job hauling that catch in, setting them up for a 3rd and 1.
Actually, they're calling this a 4th and 1 right here.
Oh wow!
Dante Reese, the quarterback keeper, he's got the 1 yard and more. Oh, and he breaks it out to the outside. He's got some more room. He has a 1st down and then some. Looks like they're going to give him. Let's see where they mark him at. Looks like it's going to be roughly about a 14-yard gain for the Bullfrogs. That'd be a 1st down for the Bullfrogs. Clock winding here, just below 3 minutes to go in this first quarter play. Bullfrogs trying to take this long green mile down the field to try to put in another score before we're done in this first quarter. 2:45 and counting. Bullfrogs have started off at a quick pace here. Timeout called
That's a timeout.
by the Bullfrogs, and that is their first timeout of the half. This first half brought to you by Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, located at 8455 Boat Club Road, Suite 100, right up the road here from Lake Worth High School. Stop by and check them out. Great place to stop and get your eats and get your drinks, get your sports on. Take the family out there, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Go out and see them at Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant.
It is a good restaurant, by the way, not just because they're a sponsor. Yeah, we've been there a few times, and they the staff there is really friendly. They good food, excellent service. You can't beat it. It's a good place.
Oh, yeah, I love it because it's got that hometown feel
It
to
does.
it. You know, and being everything growing up so much around here. Lake Worth, a long time ago, 20 years plus ago.
What?
20 plus. Used to have a really, really tight hometown feel here now. And we do very much in the community and the school, but there's so much city around us. And Eagles Nest is a great place to go, and it's still got
Yeah.
that real hometown feel. So let us stop there. Here we go, back to play. Bullfrogs line out to the far side, two backs in the backfield with Reese, one out to the near side. Moore in motion. Reese drops the ball,
Oh, no.
tackled for a loss as Reese fumbled the snap. That's going to be a huge loss to the Bullfrogs. A loss of about 8 yards. It'll bring up second down and 18 for the Bullfrogs.
Yeah, just a simple, I think there's a little bit of rush in there.
Call it a 7-yard loss. Second and 17.
We talk about just calm down, get a steady pace going.
I see you there. Rules going wild. Josh Wilcox and yeet. Bullfrogs, two out to the far side, one to the near. Hand off in the backfield to Damian Moore, trying to get around the outside. Cuts up field, tries to make something out of nothing. He gets forward for, it looks like, about 4 yards. It'll bring up third down and 13 for the Bullfrogs. Actually, they gave him about 2, so it'll be third down and 14 for the Bullfrogs. And Bullfrogs got to do something here, and you turn this third down into something to keep it going. You'd hate to punt here with the momentum you got going here, because the momentum doesn't exactly swing here, but it gets to a leveled out point. Your defense has to reset that. Here we go. 3 to the near side. Reese with a pass out to the right side. Mesa just loses his footing. And now Bullfrogs will punt for the first time tonight. Yeah, I hear you, Dana Bolo. Hey, the Bullfrog Marching Band does rock. Bullfrog Marching Band does. They really help drive the crowd out here, and not only that, on their own, they are a beast of a band. Here we go, back to punt. Big end over end punt going downfield. It takes a Eastern Hills bounce. It comes back on the Bullfrog side of the 15, goes out at the Bullfrog 49-yard line. Eastern Hills will start off with excellent field position here as they get a chance. This will be the best field position they've had all game thus far. 1:02 left to go in this first quarter to play. Bullfrogs leading 14-0. Bullfrogs defense coming out to reset the tone. Trying to see who that quarterback is at 13. Eastern Hills lines out, doubles, quarterback in the shotgun, back offset to the right. Number 1 goes in motion. The ball gets flipped up. The quarterback breaks a tackle, makes something out of nothing there.
Yeah, that could have ended up really bad for Eastern Hills, but really good for Lake Worth.
And he ends up peeling out 6 yards for that. So, man, that right there could have been a really good play for the Bullfrogs, but Eastern Hill kind of just bobbled that ball.
Yeah, it was good awareness by their quarterback.
I'm trying to see here. Here we go. Handoff back up the middle. Looks like they are going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah.
And that'll be Eastern Hills' first down, I believe, of the game. Trying to see which quarterback they have in there. Number 5 is the quarterback for Eastern Hills, Kenwan Durst. And number 30 was on that carry. We don't have him on the roster here. Wish we had him on here. We'd like to get him announced, but number 30 on that last carry.
Looks like we got another timeout called.
I didn't see who they signaled it for. I'll look at the scoreboard. It looks like actually, no, not another timeout.
Oh, it was at the end of the first. Okay,
the end of the first quarter. Bullfrogs lead it 14-0. We'll flip it. We'll flip sides of the field here and see if the Bullfrog defense can get back to work here and reset this tone.
So what'd you like about the first half? Did you see anything stood out to you? Anything you liked?
What I like about the first half is that the Bullfrogs aren't having to they're not having to pull out anything different out of their playbook. That's what you don't want to do is have to pull anything out to really beat a team. And thus far, I mean, the opening kickoff, that's what you want to have happen.
Yeah.
That's what you want to have happen. And the offense, the Bullfrog offense, they got to score as well. They got stopped the second time around. A couple of things there. It's those mishaps that happen that cost you, and it cost the Bullfrogs that last one there. And now the Bullfrog defense has to stand tall. They've only allowed 1 first down thus far. Here we go, back to play. Eastern Hills, 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Quarterback in the backfield. Little hitch out to the left-hand side. Finds a little bit of room. He's got some speed, wide open. He has enough for a first down and more. It'll be first down for Eastern Hills, and that was number 11 for Eastern Hills, Prince Hill, wide receiver, 6', 170 freshman for Eastern Hills. And, man, that kid's got some speed on him.
Yeah, he does. Luckily, Neal was back there and had enough on him to stop him.
And here we go, 1st and 10. Have a man in motion, fakes it to the quarterback, fakes it. Hands off, tries to go up the middle, is met by a number of Bullfrogs. Gain of about 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for Eastern Hills. Here we go. Eastern Hills doubles out of both sides. Quarterback sends a man in motion. Looking to pass out. He throws an interception.
Intercepted.
Cornell Avington with the interception. Great return past the 20-yard line.
And there's that stand, Joey. That's what you were talking about right there.
That's what you needed. The quarterback just looked. Avington squatted. Quarterback made the decision. Thought he was going thought the receiver was going to cut inside on a post underneath Avington, and he didn't. Threw it right to Avington, and those are the things. Both teams, it's a game of inches and a game of mistakes and mishaps as well. And that was a mishap by Eastern Hills. They really had something going there, and now the Bullfrogs start off with decent field position to get ready to go the other way from their own 21. Bullfrogs 2 to the near side. Reese calls for shotgun. Quarterback sneak up the middle. He finds some space, some room. He's still on his feet, coming around the left-hand side, and he looks like he's going to run out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Gain of about 19 on the play, and it'll be a first down, Bullfrogs.
Especially on the interception, you saw Avington he had it from the get-go. He was like, yep, here it comes.
Yeah, that's one thing as a DB is you can back off and you can see the quarterback and your wide receiver and have them both played. He put himself in the right position at the right time. Here we go. Bullfrogs doubles. Reese in the backfield with Moore. Delayed draw to Moore. Moore tries to break free. He gets wrapped up after about looks like we're going to give him a 3-yard gain on the play. And so we bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Bullfrogs. And that Bullfrog offensive line is putting in work tonight.
Yes, they are.
You see them be able to get the initial push off the defense, making moves and moving them down the line. That's what you like to see. And here we go. Bullfrogs 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Reese and Moore in the backfield. Reese calls for a snap, fakes a handoff to Moore. Reese, the quarterback keeper, comes up the field. Gets dropped after about a 4-yard gain. Bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Bullfrogs.
And this is perfectly fine. These slow, steady drives, wear that defense down, move the ball.
Yep. Here we go. Reese goes underneath with a hard count. Try to draw him off sides a little bit. Here we go. One out to the left, one out to the right. I formation. Hands off to Moore. Moore breaks one tackle, tries to slide through the middle. Big
Still
push by
moving.
the offensive line.
That looks like enough for a first.
It looks like they're going to push forward. You're right. For the first down for the Bullfrogs. And that right there, credit. Moore's going to get the yards, but that's credit to the offensive line for grinding and moving that pile forward. Great job by the Bullfrog offensive line.
And this is what I like to see. I like to see some of them Eastern Hills players already got their hands on their hips. They're getting a little tired.
Yeah, that's what you got to get. Here we go. Lawrence Williams and Avington out to the top side. Alvarez down here to the single side by himself. Reese calls for motion. Picks the ball up, trying to get something going. Runs out of bounds. And that's going to be a loss of 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up, we'll see, they're going to call it 2nd down and 13 for the Bullfrogs.
I'll give them a little bit of credit there because it could have been a loss of more. That was a good job of getting that ball, picking it up, and getting out of bounds.
Yeah, the thing that we're seeing right now that you have to take care of is have to take care of the football.
Yeah.
And right now we've seen too many mishaps with the football that could cause an issue, and we hope that they get that corrected and can bounce back from it. Here we go. Bullfrogs line out, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Moore all alone in the backfield. Reese takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Moore. Pass out to Alvarez on the left-hand side, all alone. Alvarez trying to get down the sidelines. He'll have the first down and more. It looks like they're going to give him on this a 21-yard gain by Alvarez.
Yeah, excellent job by the Bullfrogs. Getting that run game established, opening up that passing game for those opportunities like that right there. So good job.
Oh, yeah. Josh, I agree with you. Throw it out of bounds. It wasn't a passing play. You had linemen downfield, so it would have been a penalty anyway. So, but anyways, here we are sitting first down. 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Hand off to Moore in the backfield, and Eastern Hills has that wrapped up.
Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress on that.
Yeah.
And I like what the Bullfrogs are doing here. We like to call it the accordion effect. Keep bringing in that defense and keep bringing them inside to open up that outside game. And we'll see what happens here. And, man, I don't know what's going on, but the Eastern Hills coach on that far side is hotter than a wet hen. He threw his headset in the whole 9 yards. We'll see what happens here.
He's mad at something.
And here we go. Bullfrogs back to play. 2 out to the far side. And a flag comes on the visiting side before the play goes off.
What are they going to call this?
It's probably unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench and defense.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, they called that from the bench.
Yeah, they called that from the bench. That's got to be on what was going on over there with whatever the coach was having an issue with.
Yeah.
Hey, but the Bullfrogs will take it. These are things right here. I hate to throw it away and be a coach doing that, but you just gave the Bullfrogs even more momentum here as they go. The defense was already getting gouged out a little bit, or a couple of plays there.
They rushed to the line on this one.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs line up, rush to the line here. And a long pass to Avington. Oh! And just defended. Great defense by Eastern Hills on that as the play was there.
Yeah, that was good coverage on that.
Yeah, I think the release on that pass right there, a little bit, just throw it to the back of the end zone, let Avington use his speed to get there. Don't let anybody get near it. You might have had a chance at that. But, hey, incomplete pass, a good effort there. Way to hurry up and try to throw a pass to the end zone. Great coverage there by number 10, Jalil Wright for Eastern Hills. Bullfrogs 3 out to the far side. Reese throwing out to the right-hand side. And, man, a big hit laid on Choo-Choo Meza. Man, that was a big hit. It was a big, clean hit.
Yeah, that was.
But
yeah, you could see him. The defender on that play saw it coming. Choo-Choo had his back turned, looking for the ball, and the defender was just waiting.
Yeah, those are one of the ones that you wish that you had a rail running behind that, and he comes up and just throw it over the top of that guy waiting and sitting. Oh, man. But anyways, he still ended up getting a yard off of that. 3rd down and 9 for the Bullfrogs. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far. 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. Reese in the backfield, fakes it to Moore, looking for the pass, rolling out. Throws it out of bounds. And brings up 4th down for the Bullfrogs.
Looks like they're going to send out field goal unit.
Yeah, field goal unit's coming out. And man, the last option there, which I know it's hard for Dante Reese to get around, be a left-handed passer, but the last result there is on the backside. Damian Moore had nobody back there on the backside floater. The play was flowing to the left, so there's no way to get back to it. But Bullfrogs look to try to pull 3 points out of this one.
Oh.
Kick is up.
And it's good.
And it's good. Payday Polito.
That's right.
Cashes in a check. Bullfrogs extend their lead 17-0.
Hey, and you can see that clutch, that double clutch almost got him. They had one guy that did kind of, jump off a little early, but I guess he didn't get far enough across for them to call it.
Yeah, well, it's not even that it's far enough to cross the call. If he doesn't make contact,
right.
But if the center's able to snap the ball and they're ready, then it's a free play as well.
Yeah.
And so you get that, and that's what the Bullfrogs will do, that double clutch. So I'm just updating some scores right quick for everybody that's tuning in. I try to keep everything going here. Bullfrogs leading 17-0 with 6:20 left to go in this first half of play. And the Bullfrogs right now, they got one hand around it. They need to continue to stand tall. They've limited Eastern Hills to minimum yardage on offense, and the Bullfrogs have scored 2 out of their 3 possessions in this game thus far. Or let's call it 3 out of their 4 possessions, because I guess you call it the kickoff return. But Here we go, Polito with the kick. A nice kick out to the left-hand side. And the ball is going to die right there on the 1-yard line.
Oh! Did he get it?
And it looks like they're going to call him down.
Did they get a safety?
No, they called it one down. He got it inbounds. Forward progress on the 1-yard line, or the half-yard line. What a payday Polito kick right there.
That was, baby.
To get a kick off the tee to die at the half-yard line. The Bullfrogs almost scooped that for a touchdown on the kickoff, which I don't think would have been a touchdown there. They're probably called it right there at the yard line, because you can't. I don't believe you can advance that, but man, talk about pin them deep on a kickoff.
Yeah.
Woo! Bullfrogs defense now has got to be lit up.
Yeah, they got to take opportunity. This is what you're saying, and this is a team working on all fronts: offense, defense, special teams. They're making those big plays. It's not just one aspect. This is what you know. I know you don't like to say the P word, right? But when you talk about teams that extend that regular season,
you can call it high caliber team.
There you go. And this is what you like to see, right?
Yeah.
They're not just a one-dimensional team.
Yeah, and that's a big thing right there. I will say this. I've always talked about the punting game, and over the last several years, we've seen the punting game turn into this wobbly soccer-style kick, and the ball dies. But when you play against wind, that doesn't do well. And so the Bullfrogs, Polito has done a great job with kicking spirals into the wind and stuff like that. Tonight, he hasn't had to do that, but that's that squib type kick that he does, even though it's a far distance kick, that showed off there that out there can die just like a punt can die on the right inside on the I think it's even inside the half-yard line.
It is.
It's crazy. They're gonna have to,
that ball is barely outside of the end zone. I mean, it's like a smidge.
Here we go, and the crowd is into it right here. The Bullfrogs trying to get him in the backfield for a safety. And
they got him!
Safety, baby!
They got him. That's a safety.
They're going to call it a safety, baby. Just like that, and that right there is being on top of your game, taking advantage of every moment and playing through. We were just talking about it. What you got to do to win ball games. Now, Bullfrogs extend the lead 19-0, and they're about to get the ball back.
That's amazing. I mean, you just, again, from the kick return at the beginning of the game to the interception to, that kick right there and then the safety. I mean, you're just writing up an amazing first half.
Seriously, you couldn't Couldn't have said that better myself. You're riding up, as we got the 4-star telegram right next to us, you're riding up a great first half. And so this is great. I love seeing this right now. This is what you want to see for the Bullfrogs, bouncing back after that hard loss last week. Right now, leading 19-0. Now, it's anybody's game still. It's a lot of football left to play. 6:14 left to go in this first half.
And I know we still, we talk about a loss, and you don't like to see a loss. But, the silver lining of a loss, and I just like to, when you have those losses like happened last week, it does one of two things. They either have a hangover or they wake up. And, boy, did Lake Worth wake up. I mean, they are on fire. Yeah,
you're seeing it right now. And if everybody wasn't awake watching this game, you're awake now. And here we go, Eastern Hills to kick it off from their own 20. Nice deep kick. It's going to be received at the Bullfrog 35-yard line by Reese. He's got blocks.
Oh, he could have had some more. He just slipped.
Just slipped on that run. Sorry, my eyes got in the backfield. I was looking for a possible flag, but for the Bullfrogs' sake, it didn't happen. Bullfrogs will start offense of this round, this possession, from the Eastern Hills 47-yard line.
And you could see he saw something. He was getting ready to turn it upfield for a few more yards and just lost his footing there when he cut.
Yeah, it was about an 18-yard return on the play, on the return for Reese. And here goes the Bullfrogs. Two line out the far side, one to the near. Reese under center, I formation. Hand off to Mesa underneath. Mesa squeezes through. Gain of about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. A great run there by Mesa. That's one thing we haven't seen a lot of. We've seen bits and pieces of Mesa. Mm-hmm. He is kind of that diamond in the rough that a lot of teams don't see. And so I like to see it whenever he's getting the ball and getting a chance to see what he can do out there on the field. And here we go. Bullfrogs line out. 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Reese in the backfield along with Moore. Takes a shotgun snap. Pulls it down. Reese has the blocks in front of him. Gets forward for about 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Bullfrogs. Yeah, I think right there for Reese was just a little bit too much stutter step and a little bit too much play. Take that outside block and just grab your guy from behind and tell him keep going and just take that outside block and just take that as far as you can go. Probably could have niched out a few more yards than that, but 3rd down and 5 is not bad. Here we go. Reese under center, I formation. Pitch out to Moore. Moore tries to give up a little bit of yards to gain back some yards. Barrels forward.
Oh!
And he goes forward. He gets enough for the first down.
He did.
Great job for the second effort and about a 6-yard gain in the play. A yard past the down marker. First down for the Bullfrogs. And you thought that he was bottled up, but he barreled forward.
Yeah.
Great job by Cornell Avington on the outside, waiting for his defender to give him his front side so he could block.
Yep.
Moore barrels down in between and tries to split that. Splits, spins, and goes forward. That's just a testament to the way this kid runs. Here we go. Doubles for the Bullfrogs. Reese and Moore in the backfield. Reese takes a snap, rolls out, looking to pass the ball downfield. Oh, he passes to Moore downfield, and that'll be enough.
Oh,
there's a flag.
Yeah, that's going to be on, in my opinion, that's on Eastern Hills.
Let's see what happens here. And they're holding the chain, so we're going to see what happens. Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
Yeah.
Actually calling late hit. Yeah, I thought they were calling face mask because he pulled the opening in the helmet.
So I noticed right there towards it when he caught it, went right out of bounds there, that there was a little bit of commotion going on. So that, kind of tough to see the late hit from up here, but there was definitely some extracurricular.
Yeah, and actually that wasn't Moore in the backfield. That was Avington in the backfield. Moore was lined out at the slot receiver position and caught that. So here we go. Bullfrogs line out, 3 out to this near side. Alvarez all alone on the far side. Reese in the backfield. Takes a snap. Fakes a handoff. Reese out to the right-hand side, trying to get some room. Breaks the tackle, cuts back at the inside. Barrels forward for a few more yards, and great gain. Looks like they're going to give him 9. on that first play.
That was a good, strong run. You could tell he, looked like he was going to get brought down there with that first contact, but he was able to push through it and got some more yards.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line by making that push. It gave him a chance to find that backside alley, that cutback area, and he made his way back there. Bullfrogs line up in heavy set. Cash Martinez in the fullback position. Him and Damian Moore all set to the left-hand side. Reese in the backfield takes a snap. Quarterback keeper. Reese hops over one guy into the end zone. Touchdown, Bullfrogs.
Hey, get out of my way. I'm going in.
Great job there on the interior line. Right there was Matthew Welch with that great block.
Yeah.
Creating that hole and allowed Dante Reese to get a little hop over defender there. Bullfrogs line up for a point after, a little swing and gate action. Polito lines up. And Bullfrogs come back to the regular set. McAnally for the hold.
We're going to get a double clutch here. Yep, there we go.
Kick is up.
And it's good.
Extra point is good. The Bullfrogs extend their lead 26-0. And this is what you like to see.
Yeah, Bullfrogs definitely jumped out, commanding lead here. They've stood tall, not letting, Eastern Hills get any big opportunities. Doing a really good job.
Yeah, it's a testament right here to both the full team. I mean, it's a full spectrum game right now.
Right.
The Bullfrogs defense, offense, special teams is just dominating Eastern Hills right now. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, it's anybody's game. This is 3:30 left in the first half of play. That's right, 3:30 left in the first half of play. Bullfrogs out to an early lead, 26-0 in this game. If you're just now tuning in, you're listening to Bullfrog Radio. We are at home at Kitchener Memorial Stadium as the Bullfrogs take on Eastern Hills in this district match-off. Bullfrogs came out to set the tone with a opening kick return. Dante Reese for 95 yards, and it has been on a roll since then.
And all on a Thursday night, no less.
Timeout on the kicking team. That's his second timeout.
And we're not the only game on tonight as well. There's other games going on tonight. There were some additional games moved to Thursday night across the state. I happened to look, and I couldn't call the team out to you exactly who it was, but I noticed that there was a couple other games going on tonight due to the, expecting the bad weather tomorrow. There were some teams that moved to tonight as well.
Here we go. Big high kick by Polito. This one will be up in the air. Oh, and the ball dies, and they have to come up and get it. And number 11, that fast wide receiver trying to get outside. Tackle down, solo tackle made.
That was 22.
Made by number 22 for the Bullfrogs. That is Katavian Owens, senior. The senior, not senior, but the senior player.
That was
Katavian Owens, great solo tackle there.
That was.
That number 11, Prince Hill, has got some speed.
Yeah, he does.
And he was able to tackle him down. Great job there. Let's see if we can get some of these games up here. Western Hills Cougars over Diamond Hill Jarvis, 56-0. That was the last game they had played. Let's see here. I can pull up anybody else here in the district. Running around the left-hand side, Eastern Hills barrels forward. Looks to be about an 8-yard gain. And it'll be second down and 2. Right now, Castleberry leads Carter Riverside 13-7. That was last updated 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter. And looks like the Kingdale Wildcats and the Dunbar Wildcats Battle of the Cats.
There you go.
Is not set to happen until tomorrow night. So we'll have to stay tuned for that one. Here we go. Eastern Hills, 2 out to the left, 2 in the backfield with the quarterback. Oh! And a deep snap over the quarterback's head, and he drops on the ball at about the 7-yard line. Looks like that'll be about an 8-yard loss.
Good job on the Frogs showing restraint.
Sorry, not an 8-yard loss, about a 16-yard loss.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that was a good job on the defense by showing their strength, getting back there, not causing a stupid penalty or silly penalty. It's the best way to put it. That was a really good job.
Yeah, we see it happen when you're this turned up. You want to get you let that energy out. Want to put a lick on somebody. That's a great job. You're right, holding restraint there. That was a great job by the Bullfrogs. Now Eastern Hills is back, is against the wall. Third down and long. Here we go. Singles out to both sides. Two backs in the backfield. Quarterback calls for the ball. Fakes the handoff. Or he does hand off. Oh, ball's on the ground.
Oh,
Picked up by the Bullfrogs.
Frogs got it.
Who got that?
I think the Frogs have it. I could be wrong.
And that is number 45 for the Bullfrogs. Marcus Bryan, the junior, middle linebacker, recovers the fumble. Bullfrogs ball on the 2-yard line. Let's go, baby.
Yep, that was a really That was a really good job by the defense there, forcing that turnover.
There was no carry. It was a mishandled handoff. Here we go. Bullfrogs line up. Going to do that same play I did a second ago. Dante Reese barrels forward. That's right, baby. Big TD for Dante Reese on his second one of the night. The Bullfrogs extend the lead just like that, 32-0. Hold on to your shorts, everybody. This one right here, the Bullfrogs are out for making a statement.
That's right.
Just like that. Man, I give that credit to the Bullfrogs defense.
Yeah. So we got another. There we go. Back to a normal formation for the field or the extra point. Ball, that double clutch again. Ball snap. Kicks off. Ooh. No good. They got a hand on that. Somebody from Eastern Hills, I couldn't make out which number, but that ball was tipped.
Yep. That's what right there, just a little bit off kilter there. You get excited, got to resettle back down. Bullfrogs had a chance to extend by one more point. You want every point you can get.
Right.
I'm not sure that one's going to cost them, but you don't want your special teams to give up a block or a tip like that.
Right.
But Bullfrogs lead at 32-0, minute 45 to go in this first half of play.
And the big key for the Frogs is just going to be going in at halftime. Like you said, maintaining that focus, not letting the game get ahead of them, right? Make sure they come back out the way they started it, because Eastern Hills is going to get the ball back on the second half. So
and the Bullfrogs are doing what they got to do to separate themselves, to draw the line in the sand of where it stands.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you tomorrow night every Bullfrog will be at that ball game down in Kennedale. The big pooch kick comes right here. Ball falls down. Oh, almost picked up by the Bullfrogs.
That was close. Yeah.
But tackled down at recovering of the ball. It'll be Eastern Hills ball right at about the 30-yard line. And here we go. Bullfrogs defense back at work.
Ball is placed on the 31-yard line, first and 10, Eastern Hills.
Bullfrogs lead it here at home at Kitchener Memorial Stadium, 32-0, 1:43 left to go on the clock. Eastern Hills line up, two out to the far side, one to the near. Number 5, Durst, QB in the backfield. Along with number 1. Fake handoff, get around the left-hand side, tries to get out there. Trey Stevens in there on the solo tackle, all alone by himself. Keeps Durst from breaking away, but it was a 5-yard gain by Durst to bring up second down and 5 for Eastern Hills. And I like what I'm seeing what the defense is doing here.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want them to get 5 yards of carry, which they haven't. But the defense right now they kind of are able to play at their pace. They need to stand tall here and force them into a third down position. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far. Durst fakes the hands off, pass out to the right-hand side. Oh! He heard the footsteps. Pass was intended for number 11, Prince Hill, and he dropped it, incomplete for Hill. and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. I just got done saying we need 3rd down and 5.
There you go. You got a crystal ball over there?
No, not crystal ball. Crystal water, baby.
There you go.
You remember Crystal? You remember Pepsi Crystal?
Oh, man, I loved that stuff. You think I'm
Oh,
weird?
man.
I love
I
it.
think you're weird now.
No, man.
Well, I drew the line. Though. You're weird now.
That was one of my favorite sodas. And then when they relaunched it, I went and got some. And I was like a kid in a candy store, man. I was just like, it brought so many memories back. When I was like, this is great.
Here we go. Eastern Hills, 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Slot in the left-hand
timeout.
side. Oh, and Durst turns around and calls a timeout as the play clock was running down.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're down to 1 minute left to go in this first half of play. Bullfrogs lead at 32-0. I am happy where I'm sitting at right now, but I will get back to the edgy side of myself when we get to the second half because, I mean, just as much as, Bullfrogs have scored 32 in the first half, witnessing the Bullfrogs over this grind the last 5 seasons, I've seen the Bullfrogs put up 27 points in a quarter.
Yeah.
And so being able to see that, other people have the ability to do that too.
Right.
And the Bullfrog defense right now is saying no to that at all costs. So we'll see. Forcing a 3 and out right here is crucial. If the Bullfrogs can do that, then they'll have an opportunity to either just play the clock out or possibly go try to score again. Here we go. Eastern Hills, 2 out to the far side, 1 to the near. Durst in the backfield along with Blanton. He looking to pass the ball. He pulls the ball down, loses his footing. Valenzuela wraps him up. Stevens comes over to finish him off. Timeout called by the Bullfrogs.
That'll bring up 4th down. Coach Welch is pointing at something. I can't tell what he's pointing at. He's pointing downfield at something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's what it was.
He's calling timeout at 50 seconds. Coach
Yeah.
Welch wants to make them kick the ball and maybe possibly even score again here.
I think he's wanting to do something.
We'll see. They're going to have to, it's 4th down and 6 for Eastern Hills. They have an opportunity here to, this weird, to me I say weird, everybody else out there in football may see this a lot, but spread a punt team with 3 backs protecting the punter. And the punt goes way, way, way high in the air. And Moore bravely catches that punt, but also is wrapped up immediately. He was going to try to squeeze out there, and the Bullfrogs will take over at the 45-yard line. 10 seconds run off the clock in that punt, and 40 seconds to go in this first half of play. And with Bullfrogs calling for that play clock to be reset, the main clock to be reset, I wonder what's going to happen here.
Yeah. I mean, you wonder if the thought behind this is to, maybe get 3, hopefully get 6, but maybe get 3 to extend that lead since maybe they're coming back with the ball after the half. I don't know. I mean, it's just speculation, but I don't know. They're lined up. They're gonna run some plays.
Bullfrogs 2 out to the near side, 1 to the far side. Fake handoff. He's got a man deep. He's got Choo Choo Mesa down the field.
That's
He's got
it.
it. Down to the 15, the 10,
Yeah.
down to the 7-yard line.
Well, there's your answer.
There
Right
it is.
There's your answer.
Big play by Choo Choo Mesa. We've seen that probably for the
Yep.
4th time this season.
They're wanting 6 more before halftime.
What a great job there. All the way down to the 8-yard line. "47-yard pass from Reese to Mesa. The Bullfrogs will line up. And it looks like it's going to be fake quarterback sneak. Alvarez cuts up the middle. Reese does a jump pass to him over the middle. And Alvarez in for the score, and the Bullfrogs put another 6 on the board, baby.
There you go.
38-0, extend that lead.
Yep.
20 seconds left to go in this first half of play. And wow,
Yeah.
I love that. Alvarez has been trying his hardest. He's missed a couple in the end zone this season, and he finally got that touchdown there.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
And it's just like we were talking about a little bit ago. That's what they're trying to do. They know that Eastern Hills is going to get the ball back at halftime. They wanted to, make their statement early, and they're here to let Eastern Hills know that, hey, you guys are in our house.
That's right. Play clock coming down below 5 seconds. Payday Polito lines up for an extra point. The ball skips
Oh.
skips. The ball skipped and it was tipped.
But he still got it.
Field goal is good.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch those extra points, those extra point attempts, because they're coming around that outside. And that was almost a second one that was tipped there. I mean, it was tipped, but he still got it in.
Yeah, he got it in there. I'm just going to do a little update here.
So it looks like they're going to give the ball back to Eastern Hills. Just under 20 seconds left. We got 20 seconds on the clock, but I don't expect Eastern Hills to try to do too much after getting this kick.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs. Yeah, Bullfrogs got a firm one-hand grip on this. I call it one hand because the first half is one hand and the second half is two hands. So. Here we go. Bullfrogs lined up to kick this off. See what's going to happen here. Is it going to be a pooch? Is it going to be a deep kick? What's going to happen here? I mean, already Polito's already taken a kickoff and killed it on the half-yard line. It's a pooch kick. Trying to get through the middle. Tackle down. Solo tackle by, who is that right there? Is that
number 26?
26? Scott Burns. Oh,
Yeah.
Scotty Burns on the solo tackle right there. He tackled number 11, Prince Hill, that had about a 5-yard return there. If you're just now tuning in, we're getting ready to wrap up this first half. Bullfrogs lead 39-0, 16 seconds left to go in this first half of play. And it looks like Eastern Hills is going to come out and try to see what they can do with this 16 seconds.
Yeah.
They have two lined out to the far side, one to the near side. Durst in the backfield. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, trying to make something happen. Cuts up the middle. Pulled down hard by Valenzuela. About a 6-yard gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 4, and that'll bring us down to the end of the first half of play. Bullfrogs leading it here with a firm grip, 39-0. And man, they're playing a little Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
"28 minutes on the halftime clock, y'all. It's been an exciting first half of play here. After the Bullfrogs came off an upsetting loss last week, they really come out to prove a point to the district tonight. And right now leading 39-0. And that right there, believe it or not, was not a flawless first half. It was an eager first half.
Right.
Still had mistakes in there that still have to go back and be corrected. A little bit mishandling of the snaps, a little bit of loss of yards. Had to punt there one time. And but the kudos right now is turned up. The defense is turned all the way up. Oh yeah, we got him. You know, Coach Alvarez, Dominic Alvarez, wanted to score that number 35. His dad came by. He's one of the coaches here at Lake Worth. Came, slapped me on the side. Said, "Oh, Dom got him a touchdown." I was like, "There you go. Now you can quit crying about it, right, Coach?" Anyways, we're going to take a little bit of a voice break here for a little bit. But you're listening to Bullfrog Radio. I'm Joey Wilcox and Chuck Cormier. Broadcast brought to you, this first half brought to you by Eagles Nest Sports Restaurant, located at 8455 Boat Club Road, Suite 100. Go down and check them out. All your eats, all your can drinks, all your sports that you can handle down there at Eagles Nest. Go down and check them out. Thank you so much, Eagles Nest, for sponsoring the show. And we'll be back to you here roughly in about 15, 20 minutes. Hot mic.
With the clash of cymbals and the gleam of shining brass, Lake Forest High School is proud to present the Bullfrog Marching Band. Leading the band on the field tonight are drum majors Adrian Nunez, Diana Avila, and Diego Rangel. Section leaders and principals for the Bullfrog Band include Addison Bailey, Bailey Diamond, Natalie Walker, Elena Rios, Ronel Kluber, band includes Caitlin Gore, Lindsay Jimenez, Alana Foyle, Allison Rains, Andrew Burns, Casey Adams, Andrew Lester, Ryan Espinoza, Sarah Castillo, Gabriel Ruiz. Marching band members of the week are Tamaya Grant, David Alapito, Sarah Roman, and Jordan Johnson. The section of the week are the saxophones. We would like to take a moment to congratulate the Bullfrog Marching Band on an outstanding marching season. The BMB's marching season ended with a great performance at UIL Area D Marching Contest on Saturday, October 29th in Liberty Hill, Texas. Mr. Kading and the music staff would like to congratulate and thank each student for a great season. We would also like to thank parents, teachers, staff, and the administration for their continued support of the Bullfrog Marching Band and the importance of music education programs here in Lakewood ISD. Tonight, the Bullfrog Band would like to present their 2022 Marching Band Production Machines by Jeff Chambers. Drum majors, you may take the field for your halftime performance. Elijah Gomez, music staff, Rick Gabriel, Kenny Gray, and Brady Street. Thank you, Rick out.
Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, we're not coming back just yet. I'm just sitting there monitoring the chat a little bit. Yeah, you guys chill it out. Yeah, I can see. I understand that sometimes there's calls that you don't get and calls that you don't agree with. I don't agree with them either. If you had Lake Worth film from last week, you would have said home cooking there all day long. You would have said it all day long. But comparative to the least amount of flags that have been called out here tonight versus what we had to deal with last week, we dealt with 30-plus flags last week, and the ratio was like 30-6. So I understand where you're calling it, but just chill out a little bit. I understand, it's not going away. It's easy to pinpoint out all those things this way or that way, but let's just chill it out in the chat. I appreciate everybody being competitive and all that stuff. I love having that competitiveness in the chat, but I'm right there with you. Mr. Morrell, I don't know, you go by Robert, you go by Bob, Mr. Morrell. Hey, I'm with you. I made the statement earlier. I don't call a game over until it's over, for the simple fact that I've watched this Lake Worth team be in a deficit and have to climb back into a game and score 37 points in less than a quarter. So, or 27 points in less than a quarter. So, I mean, it's not totally out of reach yet. It's a whole half of football to play to go. So, whether there were referees that made calls or didn't calls. Okay, there's Robert. In case there were calls that were made or not called, happens every game, right? Every game. Because I assure you that whenever I'm calling a game and it's and I'm on the not so good end of the game, I can pinpoint out everything the refs do, and then when I'm on the right side of the game, I can say, oh, well, the refs are calling the right things. But, at the same time, let's just not let tensions get too high. I'd like everybody to keep it going in the chat. Keep it rocking and rolling. I appreciate the input. I'd like to go in here and kind of read what everybody has to say and what everybody has said. I'm glad that we have some people in here that are for Eastern Hills. That's what the radio station's for. But do know this is a homer site, and there's a lot of homers on here. So I appreciate you guys keeping it clean. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We'll be back at you here in just about 5 minutes.
Welcome back to Bullfrog Radio, everybody. So we're getting ready to set up for the second half of play. We're getting ready to kick the ball off to Eastern Hills here. As they're set to receive. They deferred to the second half from the coin toss. And Lake Worth is out on the field, ready to kick this thing off. Well, we appreciate everybody joining. Joey is on his way back up to the booth, and he will be here shortly. We appreciate everybody joining. Thanks for being here. Looks like we got a penalty already on Eastern Hills. So we're going to move the ball down the field. It's going to give Eastern Hills a little bit less than desirable field position. Let Joey catch his breath here. He's getting back up to the booth. Get you some oxygen, Joey.
Yeah. Where's the trainer when you need it?
I know, right?
Around here, you go to use the restroom, and kind of hometown guy, and all of a sudden, all the alumni all of a sudden want to say something to you. Woo!
All right.
Did you see what that penalty was on?
No, I didn't get to see what it was on. I saw it was a penalty.
I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
I just know they moved him back. Here we go.
Oh, and that's
That went right out the back of the end zone.
out of the back of the end zone. That's right. Woo! Catching my breath here. Woo! Y'all, I'm getting old.
Well, hey, at least you did that off some physical activity. You were like that during the Kennendale game, and you wasn't even moving. You were out of breath just sitting in the chair because you were so wound up. I was about ready to go get a paramedic. I mean, I was a little concerned.
Blood pressure's through the roof. I couldn't sleep that night.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, Robert, I agree with you there. I think it was a delay of game on the coming out for the
Okay.
for Eastern Hills. But here we go.
Thanks, Robert. We appreciate that.
I try not to breathe in the mic.
Breathe heavy into it, right?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Flag on the field.
All right. Yep. Let's see who this is on. Oh, did they call a timeout? Looks like, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. There was a flag that was being thrown. And sometimes what happens if there's a substitution issue there, they throw that flag, the coach will have a timeout instead of the penalty. So we'll take the timeout versus having a penalty there.
Gotcha.
To get a substitution in.
All right. Well, that was fast for Eastern Hills. They were right back out.
Yep. And, man, all right, here we go. Getting ready to get this thing rocking and rolling. If you're just now tuning in, you're listening to Bullfrog Radio here. We're at home, Kittrell Memorial Stadium. Bullfrogs lead 39-0 to kick off this second half. Eastern Hills, 2 out to the far side, 1 out to the near. Quarterback keeper up the middle. He has some room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's out. He's breaking away out.
Klubu.
Oh, the fumble!
Strip.
Oh, it's scooped up
That's
by David
recovered.
Moore.
That's recovered by the Frogs. He's
David
still
Moore's
going.
down the
He's still
sidelines.
going.
He's going to go
No
all the way.
flags.
No flag. And what looked like was going to be a major run for Eastern Hills ends up Klubu knocks the ball out. Klubu knocks the ball out. The fumble takes one hop to Damian Moore. He scoops and scores for what looked to be about a 67-yard return.
Hey, I apologize, everybody. I was trying to keep a hold of steady of that camera, but Joey was getting me going. Oh, man, that was great. That was great. And, I mean, like you said, it looked like that play was going to be, they were going to rip off some yards, Eastern Hills, and Klubu came in.
Oh, my goodness.
Oof. I told you, man, they're coming around
Hey,
that outside.
Polito.
Good job of Polito on that at extra point, but they keep coming around that outside on that on those kicks. But yeah, but again, amazing job with Moore having the awareness to pick that ball up and take it down. Good job on the rest of the team, not causing a penalty. But, man, what are the odds we set off a first half and a second half in a similar manner?
I'm telling you.
I mean, we got to, Reese had that amazing run in the first half, and then Klubu with the forced fumble and Moore to pick it up and bring it back, a scoop and score. Yeah, I mean, this is great.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. See, it caught me off guard the first time. I get up here, I'm out of breath. It catches me up the second time. Wow, that right there, talk about knock the wind out of your sails to start off the first. We're not even 30 seconds into the third quarter, and the Bullfrogs put more on the clock, and it looks like they are going with a running clock at this point. The clock has started running already.
Yeah.
So I think in good sportsmanship, this will be a running clock, and we are to that point already.
Yeah, and to be fair, it did look like Eastern Hills was going to get something going there. And ball's been kicked off.
He's got a little bit of room.
Got a little bit of room. Missed another tackle.
Finally caught up by number 33 for the Bullfrogs. Jaden Gallagher in on the tackle there.
It looks like he's down about the 40-yard line. So that's where Eastern Hills will start their drive.
Looked like I'd say about a 15-yard return. I mean, running across the field is a lot more than that, but yardage-wise, looked roughly about 15 yards.
Yeah, he was a little slippery on that return.
Yeah, a little bit slippery. I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. Eastern Hills, they have some talent over there. They have a lot of speed. It's about getting traction and getting that momentum to go. I never once counted these guys out. I still don't. There's a lot of football to play left here, but now with the running clock, it's going to come down pretty quick. Eastern Hills to the near side, one in the far, slot back to the left. Quarterback in shotgun, sends a man in motion. Handoff on the end around. That's number 11 on the carry. That'll be Prince Hill. It looks like they're going to give him about a yard. And bring up 2nd down and 9 for Eastern Hills. The Bullfrog team, I can't even say just the defense. The defense, the offense, everybody has turned all the way up. The defense almost got gashed there, but it's that effort that continues to go in down the field of what makes a huge difference.
That just goes to prove a point, and I hate to say this, but I tell my son this all the time. You don't ever give up on a play. If you're beaten, if you think you're not going to make, you don't ever do that.
2 out to the far side, 1 in the near, looking to pass down the field. He's got a man downfield. Oh, and broke up by that shutdown corner on that side. Actually, that was number 16, Arian Bouillon.
Yep.
That's in the game for Avington. Great defensive play there by Bouillon.
Yeah. That's great. And to be honest, you see a lot of similarities between those two. Just watching that last play. Similar body style, similar running style. It's like almost like a mirror image.
Yep. Eastern Hills to the near side with a slot, 1 to the far side. Man in motion, quarterback fakes, trips up, trying to get around the left-hand side, and he's pulled down by the tails by Trey Stevens.
Yeah, good job with Trey Stevens keeping that pursuit up and not letting go of that quarterback, able to drag him down.
Yeah, it almost looked like one of those old tearaway jerseys from back in the day. We had that discussion in one of these games, old tearaway jerseys.
I remember those days. Somebody come up missing half a jersey, And
here we go. Bullfrogs calls a 3 and out. Eastern Hills to line up here again for their punt. Almost blocked. And they get a Eastern Hills roll down to the 28-yard line.
Now, Joe, you were talking about those tearaway jerseys. I was watching a program the other day, and you said roll, and it made me think of that too. they had thrown a neck roll at some old football players, and they were like, "What do you think? What is this? What do you think about this?" And they started showing a lot of videos, and you never see neck rolls on football fields anymore. You don't ever see them.
No, most things that you may see now, you see the neck plate, which is the
Right.
flat pad that comes out. It's a hard pad. You see Van Der Esch wears it for the Cowboys.
Right.
Here we go. Bullfrogs back on offense. Trips out to the right, single to the left. Reese in the backfield. And tackled down after he released the ball was Reese, but he got rid of it. So we're going to
Yeah.
2nd down and 10.
So it wasn't a bad snap. I don't know if you saw that. It was a little off, though. There was something off about the snap, and I kind of see that Lake Worth's been having a few issues with the snaps tonight. Low snaps, if the snap's coming off right, if it being fumbled, having to scoop it up off the ground, whatever the case may be. But it looks like we got a flag. Yeah, they called him for that throw.
Yeah, so they're calling intentional grounding on Reese because he
Yeah.
didn't get outside the pocket and there was no receiver in the area. So he did get penalized with a penalty there. This is a spot foul from where he threw it at. So not quite a 10-yard penalty, but pretty close to it. Bullfrogs start off now 2nd down and about 18. Pitch back to Moore. Moore cuts back, cuts up the field. He's trying to get outside. Gets back just about 1 yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 6 on the play. And we have 3rd down and 11 for the Bullfrogs.
And credit to Eastern Hills defense on that, because if they hadn't wrapped him up on that, he had nothing but field in front of him, and I think he could have turned that one up for 6. But again, credit to Eastern Hills.
Rolling out is Dante Reese trying to pass downfield. Ball intended for Moore.
It was a little overthrown.
Just out of reach. That'll bring up 4th down. The Bullfrogs will punt, only for the 2nd time tonight.
Oh, they just didn't look like they got settled in on that series. They looked like they were on their heels.
Yeah, I was just getting a little bit complacent there on that series, but Bullfrogs trying to throw the ball a little bit there is what's different than the first half. So here we go. Polito lines up to punt here. Here comes that spiral punt. I was telling you, the back end of the ball, sit down and make a big time roll forward for the Bullfrogs. And the Bullfrogs will let it die right there.
Yeah, another good punt.
Yeah, and that punt will go the distance. That's going to be roughly close to a 50-yard punt, called about 47, 48-yard punt for Polito. Eastern Hills will get the ball, start off on their own 18-yard line. Bullfrogs lead it 46-0. This second half of football is brought to you by Stephen Barber Insurance, a State Farm insurance agency. Stephen Barber Insurance, you can contact them at 817-238-2265. Call them for all your auto, home, life, health, renters, and business insurance. Stop by and see them at any one of their locations. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and so is Stephen Barber and his team. Stop by Stephen Barber Insurance. Oh, he's calling that punt was a 55-yard punt. So I was a little bit short on yards. Give him his yards where they're due. 55 yards for Polito. Eastern Hill starts out.
Oh, got a flag.
Delay a game on Eastern Hills.
Yeah.
And walk it off and try this again.
So do you think we'll see some stuff in the second half, Joey? Maybe them taking a few extra risks here and there with the lead. Maybe trying some different things out. Maybe bringing in some second string guys.
I think you'll see some substitutions coming here and play. And Eastern Hills try to take the ball off, and the quarterback tries to fake behind the running back and get some room running there. I tell you what, that quarterback really tries that, trying to do it all himself. That's Kenwan Durst again on the carry.
He does have a little bit of speed on him.
He does. He's really quick. they've really relied on him on a lot of the runs. He's ran the ball probably more than anybody else on the team.
Yeah.
Vike 300 just tuning in. Bullfrogs are leading 46-0.
Matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet he's accounted for most of their offensive yards tonight.
Yeah, and here we go. Line up again. Gives the handoff off this. He gives the ball off this time. Tackle down for a loss of about a yard. I'll read up 3rd down and 7 for Eastern Hills. Robert, I agree with you. It looks like, I mean, he looks like the heart and soul of the team for sure.
Yeah.
Number 5, Durst, who we're talking about. I mean, the kid's really trying to do a good job of putting the team on his back. Between Durst and Hill, I think that's two strikes of lightning on that team that could really, if they could get that in a bottle, they'd really have something special there. Here he goes, drop back. He's looking for Hill deep. No.
Wide open.
Oh, he was looking for Blanton deep, and Blanton wide open dropped the ball.
Yeah, he was wide open. There was nobody around him. That was the potential to be their biggest play of the night. And I know he wants that back. I know he feels, kind of feel for the kid.
Yeah,
he had it, and then he just kind of lost it as he was trying to pull it in.
Yeah, that's tough though. It's tough. Sometimes when you're wide open like that, that football field looks as big as a beach ball. And he just couldn't pull it down. I mean, that's tough. Here we go. Line up in that punt formation again, and trying to get that punt off, and the ball goes straight in the air.
Yeah.
And man, the ball does not pass the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it didn't go anywhere.
Cash Martinez with the pressure there on the punter.
That's going to set them up some really good field position.
Man, that's going to give Bullfrogs the football on the Eastern Hills 21-yard line. When the pressure gets high, the pressure gets high. It can affect everybody. Robert, I agree with you. Going for it with nothing to lose is the right thing. But, with that running clock here, the time's ticking down. We're below 2 minutes already to go in this third quarter of play. The Bullfrogs line up two to the near side, 1 to the far side. Meza offset in the backfield. Reese looking for a pass down the middle. He's got Cornell Avington. Touchdown. Avington scores. No mustard on the lettuce. So we're in for the score. It's good. Reese for a 21-yard pass to Avington. Man, and you're seeing something. Like the Bullfrogs came out wanting to pass this second half, and that's what they're doing. And there's a touchdown for you on that. And the Bullfrogs extend the lead 52-0 minute.
Little double clutch again. Snap the ball. Kick is up. Oh, it's tipped. It's tipped. They got it. Eastern Hills has the ball.
Trying to run it back.
Oh. Can Polito save the day? Oh, he's still breaking tackles. They finally stopped him.
Finally brought down by McAnally, and the kick was tipped and then caught by number 22, Xavion Red for Eastern Hills. And he tried to run that thing back, and the Bullfrogs did everything they could. They finally got him down. And the Bullfrogs are lined up to kick off now. That was a little gleam of jump there. Yeah, I know, Joe. I know, the camera guy.
I'm telling you.
Hey, easy, even with the abbreviations. We are still publicizing for a school district here. So Bullfrogs will line up to kick off here. Yeah, Bullfrogs did not even want to you're right, Josh. They didn't want to give up two touchdowns. Oh, it was just this right here. And that's the end of the third quarter. We'll flip sides and get this clock running again as the Bullfrogs lead Eastern Hills 52-0. Got to bring that score average back up after last week. So, you know, and all in all, whether, you know, how everybody feels about the, you know, penalties being called one way or the other, there really has not been that many penalties in this game other than delay of games. There's been multiple delay of games on Eastern Hills, and that's not one way or the other. That's the clock runs down, and, you know, it's delay of game, so you can't really call for a homer call there. But it's been delay of game, a lot of it. Yeah, I believe you there, Robert. You know, that was a little bit of a spark there by them, but Bullfrogs didn't even want to let that up. Polito with a nice high boot. And the ball muffed.
Oh.
And that should be a penalty.
I'll be shocked if we don't see a flag. I mean, it might have been a clean hit.
No, you can't. That's an illegal hit. Helmet-to-helmet contact with the chin.
didn't-
Those are what we used to call back in the day. That's what you wanted to have.
There's the flag. There it is.
Did the flag come in?
Yeah, it's right there in the middle of the field.
Oh, okay, I
It's
see.
right by the ref.
Yeah, it's a defenseless player. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, give or take, I know all the old school guys, even including myself, right there, say, man, that was a great hit. That's what we were taught to do back in the day. But
Yeah.
nowadays, trying to preserve the game, you don't want that to happen. So
So it looks like this is going to set Eastern Hills back.
they'll call it a targeting, and they'll call it a targeting. If they consider it malicious, they could even eject the player.
Yeah. Here comes the ruling.
Personal foul, blindside block. On the receiving team,
Yep.
for a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the receiving team. Really forced forward.
Okay. So
they didn't.
So they called the blindside block.
Right.
They didn't call it targeting. Targeting is
Right.
the fist to the face. They call it blindside block. So they get penalized on that. And then the player, they saw the flag. He just threw the ball down the field, and they threw another flag on unsportsmanlike conduct, which that's not really supposed to be unsportsmanlike conduct. That's actually supposed to be a delay of game. But, you know, the referees call it one way or the other on where, you know, where to go. But it puts Eastern Hills all the way back on, it looks like the 4-yard line.
You didn't used to be an official, did you, Joey?
My younger brother Josh was Rookie of the Year here in Fort Worth a couple years back. Eastern Hills fakes a handoff, and just like that, I mean, Dersh is out for a first down on his own. I mean, Robert, I agree with you, man. That was a big. Dersh is really like the catalyst to that Eastern Hills team, and he could just get some help. I think they could muster up and do some good things. I mean, they've done a lot of good things all season long. I need to go back and look at that film when they played Dunbar to see what was all happening there. But here we go. 2 out to the far side, 1 out to the left. Dersh drops back to pass, throws a bomb down the sidelines. Oh, and just out of reach. Just out of reach for pass intended for Blanton, the 5'10", 170 junior. Defended by number 16, Arian Bouillon of the Bullfrogs. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Eastern Hills. Jeffrey Holbrook. So this will put Lake Worth as number 1 in the district right now. Pending the game that happens tomorrow night between Kennedale and Dunbar. If Dunbar beats Kennedale, they'll actually become the outright number 1, and Lake Worth would go into the 2 spot. Here we go. Again, Durst out to the left-hand side. Oh, he breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and finally is met by Klubu and a couple of other